What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Martin, aka Level, here back today
with another video.
RM on Airport Style, BTS and Art and Philosophy by Fashion Neurosis. Now, I think this is like a kind of like counseling session or something. She's going to ask him some questions, or at least it gives the vibe of that already with him laying down on the couch here. She's going to ask him some questions, an interview of some sort, but giving more of that counselor, therapist kind of like vibe, if we're being completely honest. And I'm really excited about it because anytime we get to tap into the mind of Namjoon, I'm all for it. This is probably the most brilliant man I've ever known in my goddamn life. I'm gonna be real with you. When it comes to the music industry, when it comes to being the leader of BTS and everything and anything and everything that surrounds Namjoon himself, he's just absolutely brilliant. There's so many other words used to describe him, but brilliant. Definitely one of the biggest words that really just stands out to me. I'm very excited for this. And again, I apologize. I know it's a little bit late. Long video here, so probably not lots of edits. And I hope you're ready like me and along for the ride. So grab you a snack, grab you a drink, do me a big favor and hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, as all these things help with the channel moving forward. And without any further ado, let's get into the video. It's a hell of a painting right off the bat. Now, I've actually never heard of this channel before, but I appreciate them bringing me this beautiful man and this amazing ass content.
Welcome to Fashion Neurosis, RM.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure, and it's really nice and comfy here.
He seems nervous.
Can you tell me what you're wearing today and why you chose these particular clothes?
So this is the new season of Prada. It's also one of my favorite brand, and yeah, you know, leading by Raf Simons, and he's also my favorite. And like, to be honest, I'm really these days I'm really counting on my stylist, which is my friend. Shout out to Kim, and he recommended this shirt because usually I really like this kind of like muted and bleached, you know, like dyeings from the like natural elements.
Yeah.
So with this color, I feel really natural and myself.
Very cozy, very comfortable.
Yeah, it's such an important thing that clothes, they
Yes.
have the power to really free you from self-consciousness.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Them boots, though.
And you're the leader of BTS, one of the biggest bands of all time. And you've sold over 40 million albums, and you're the only band since the Beatles to have 3 #1 albums in a year. And you have a humility that's not associated normally with pop music. And I wondered why that's important to you.
Good question.
I think I never had a wish like to be this big, because I always wanted to have, you know, like such influence to, you know, when you become an artist or a influencer, then sometimes you really want to reach as many as you can. So when you are in the middle of the pop music industry, particularly, it feels really easy to be just interrupt and to be feeling like you have to make people happy and you have to do better on the charts, and you're in the mainstream, so you should keep your influence and impact by the numbers and stuff. But why I chose this thing, no, maybe it's not that I chose. Somebody gave this thing to me, and if there's a reason, then I have a belief that it should be still starting from the like somewhere else, not like you're trying to give people like something. It should be rooted from where you are right now and what you are going through in your actual life, and the influences, the inspirations you're having from the life itself. So I think it's all about balance. So, now I'm in the middle of the pop industry, so I have to keep the balance, like try to keep the distance from the numbers and impact itself, and try to get close to the nature and all those kind of things that are not related to this such a fast era.
Yeah. So you can stay connected.
So I want to say here really quickly, first of all, the design of this room and stuff is actually like really cozy. Like when you go to like a counselor or a therapist, one thing I really compliment that therapist or that person that you're speaking with is if they're able to make you feel comfortable. It's supposed to be a safe space. It's supposed to be somewhere that you can talk and stuff like that. And this room would honestly very much make me feel comfortable. This room alone has like the Namjoon kind of vibe over it. The art, like the style, the colors, like this to me screams Namjoon. If you showed me him just laying here, I'd be like, oh, he took that picture in his house. Like this just kind of fits the homie. Plus he reads a lot, and I'm kind of blocking it here a little bit, but you can see all the books and the magazines on the little like couch or table there as well. But I have to compliment the channel and obviously her as well for making what this space feels really, really comfortable. And the reason I bring that up is, one, that's very important, right? But when you have this angle, most of the time you're doing an interview, you are speaking to that person face to face, eye to eye. And there is a camera that is straight just looking at my boy. He can't see anything else but maybe what else is in the room or on the ceiling other than this goddamn camera. And depending on what kind of studio this is, there may not even be like a ceiling to this room. It may just be the walls itself and then all the camera and lighting equipment up top. But I can't lie, like, I'm not saying that he's nervous, but he's definitely like, you could tell, like, trying to still get comfortable. And I imagine it's because a camera, not that he's not used to it, but it is literally pointing just directly at him. He has, other than talking, no engagement with the person that's sitting down in the chair. Nothing against them or the idea. It's a beautiful idea, but I can't lie, I'd be a little bit nervous if a camera was just staring back at me as well, and I can't even see you. All I could do is just hear your voice. But I had to compliment on the room as well. My boy does look absolutely fantastic. Shout out to Prada, shout out to Simmons. And yeah, I mean, just I had to point that out. It's a cozy room, definitely. I mean, the inspiration, the idea here, absolutely insane. Love it.
That are not related to this fast.
Yeah, that is your inspiration.
Yes, because as a young man, I'm 31, by the way. It is really not.
He meant 21
because
that's what he looks like, is 21.
Not to be interrupted by all those shorts and reels and clips.
Yeah.
It makes me really nervous and keep making me feel like I have to do something, like every day, every time I have to leave something, but it's gone so fast. So I have my biggest fear for those waves coming through so fast.
So I want to say as well that I feel like being BTS and having this pressure and the weight of your shoulders is probably one of the, if not the hardest thing to do. And especially specifically in the music industry, they have reached such a level of popularity. And there are lots of other popular artists out there. On top of that popularity, they've reached a certain level where, especially now, like, they have a movement that is behind them. They have a fan base that is so strong and is so dedicated to them, that any little thing can tarnish, or bring a bad rep. And so I bet, I mean, they move, I feel like, with such caution. They have built such an empire that any little thing at this point will just give anybody a reason to just tear you down. And so not, they're angels and beautiful spirited people and stuff like that. So, the haters are already trying to find a way every single day just to like tarnish the name or like bring, give them a bad rap or whatever the case. But you don't, you any little thing that you do, you don't want to add fuel to the fire, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, that being like, obviously one of the negatives, you know, being positive, think of the positive of like, wow, like I have caused so much inspiration for so many others that they have like joined this movement of, loving yourself, loving and respecting others. And, anything and everything that BTS stands for, that the pressure on the positive side of things can still be a negative because you still want to find a way to reach out to new people. You still want to keep that movement going. You still want to. And so I imagine like where he's saying like every day I go out, like I feel like I gotta do something, or I gotta say something, that pressure, I imagine nobody other than the seven of them, and particularly when it comes to being the leader of this group, nobody but Namjoon was born for this role. Like not a singular other person on this earth would be able to fill these shoes. These shoes are too goddamn big. The role, the duties that come with being the leader of BTS is too big for anybody else to handle. It had to have been him. And it sucks that it like he had to take on so much at such a young age, because I forget all the time as well. Like I talk about all the boys collectively, like everything that they went through from such a young age, but being in charge of a group of young men who at the time were like barely had any money, were recording out of a goddamn like broken down garage, right? Like how are you, I guess this is a question that I would want to even ask him. How do you even keep that motivation going when you look around every day and maybe the needle's not moving very quickly? How do you manage to keep the six other boys motivated as well as yourself? Because I imagine that many times, especially when there wasn't lots of progression, Namjoon probably felt like I'm failing them, and I don't know what to do. And so that's what, again, makes them so relatable, is because they are human and they're, okay and vulnerable with being vulnerable to express these emotions and stuff like that. To open up like this to armies, again, is a beautiful thing. But there just comes so much pressure with being BTS. But I imagine the pressure of being the leader of BTS is on a whole different spectrum.
God, it's a real mantle that you're wearing. And was fashion a thing in your home? And I wondered if anyone in your family was there anyone whose style influenced you?
My father wanted to be like a cartoon artist. I don't know what it is called in English. He wanted to draw cartoons, but at that time in Korea, we were really poor and we got nothing. So my grandmother stopped him from what he really wanted to do. And my mother was a teacher, and
shout out to all the teachers out there.
I think my father had some such craving and eager for something else except studies and jobs and stuff. So he was really quite supportive for what I was trying to do, which is music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother, she was really always trying to give me the stability and telling me not to challenge too much, just be in the safe zone. And I was like a small, like a clock pin going back and forth. with my father and mother. So I think I've learned the balance from my parents, and they were such great parents to me.
Because you've described.
Because, you know, again, like most people, like, I don't know, like based off of her question, like, I don't know if it, like, to me, like, I could see like some people being like, well, he didn't really address that clearly. To me, he did. The just lifestyle that he lived, I think that's the way he's trying to explain it. The like who he is now, and from the way he presents himself, whether it's, you know, through his personality or through his fashion, stems from how he grew up in with the people he grew up with, meaning his parents. And so like even the way that my boy Namjoon is dressed here, like, let's be real, like, he still is a fashion guru. My boy dresses from head to toe, like, his clothes is absolute insanity. However, if you ever pay attention, his clothes is really also very humble. He's not like, it's not the red carpet every single time he is out and about. He's at a museum or he's just going to the grocery store. You see him at a restaurant, like, he's not got like $1 million like suits on and just going over the top. Like, he keeps it very clean, very simple, very humble, but very elegant still at the same time, and very well put together. And all our boys have like a different style of clothing. It's absolutely insane. From like, look at the way Namjoon dresses to like someone like J-Hope, who gives more of that like hip hop like vibe, the bagginess and stuff. And not saying that they can't pull off those separate looks. It's just Namjoon particularly has a style like of what he's wearing now. Very simple, but very like handsome, very elegant still. Like, it's not over the top, but it's still a fashion statement at the same time. And it's not a lot of the time the clothes that you wear, it's the person that's in the clothes that makes that statement.
Experiencing Stendhal syndrome.
It's the way you wear it, it's the confidence.
Looking at certain works of art and feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of what you see. And I wondered if you'd ever had those kind of intense and extreme reactions to any fashion.
A lot of questions about fashion
when
here.
I first looked at the clothes of Rick Owens.
Yeah.
And he was also in Fashion Neurosis, I know, because I watched it. And so there was a store in Seoul, but it's gone right now, maybe because of the COVID. But I remember like in 2014 or 15, I got no money. I couldn't afford any piece of Rick, but I still remember when I first entered the store of Rick Owens in Seoul. So there was a big sculpture of him, of course, and all those like black waves and darkness of his world. And the silhouettes, they were really elegant. And I think that was the first time that I've got like such like a Stendhal syndrome for clothes. And I first realized that, oh, a color called black could be various like this. And I got shocked.
They definitely have a history of wearing a lot of black.
Such a great description, because he's just so evocative, and everything he does is so provocative and also so moving, really, isn't it? Yeah, that must have been an amazing experience.
I still love his clothes and, of course, his words. One of my favorite quotes from his Fashion Neurosis was that, you know, it went viral. Like, maybe the people who don't care about fashion, fashion is not their priorities, and it could be hot.
Yeah.
I love that quote.
I know, he's so great. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. It was my first He was
Yes.
my first
Guest.
guest, and he was like a talisman. So it's lovely that he comes back into our conversation.
He is amazing.
And being visible from such a young age, how much of your identity do you hide or reveal through what you wear?
I describe it as like a life of an undercover.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. For good reason.
It's like you be a thief at night and act like a police officer at daytime, in the daytime. And
Okay.
I think I had a tough time for long to just admit it. Because when I was in my 20s, I thought that I should have like an edge, and I should be defined and described as just like a one edge. But as time passed by, and I got to realize that a human being and an identity could be really, it's always like so much of a complex and complicated. And it was all about the contradictions and dualities. So I'm still fighting with all those contradictions, that how much should I reveal myself to the others, to the public? Or how much should I hide my privacy? Or like I'm still figuring out like what to
That's a really
show
good question.
and what to hide.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to reveal your real things is the art itself. For me, it's music. So I'm trying to reveal my bad things and demons I want to spit out as music.
Yeah. I suppose that's what people can really relate to as well, because there is no such thing as a completely pure person. It's such a comforting thing to hear
Yeah.
that described.
Yeah. Well, I want to like expand a little bit on one particular topic, which is, she made a comment here that, music is probably one of those things that people can relate to. And especially, I will admit, I don't know how much people are into fashion. Like, I'm into certain like parts of fashion, not necessarily the clothes part, but shoes or the watches. So I guess more of the accessory like pieces and stuff like that. I'm very much like, I love jewelry. Like I said, watches, of course, shoes. And then, the style of clothing and stuff like that, like it's not there for me yet. Like I said, I was just a big shoe guy, like growing up, like wanted all the Jordans and stuff like that. So, and even subscribed to a couple of YouTube channels that primarily focus on like reselling sneakers and buying sneakers and stuff like that here, even to this day. Shout out to Common Hype. But I want to say that as well, that music and clothes are very different and on the opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to like they shouldn't or aren't relatable, but yet they find a way to meet in the middle, right? So like, especially like artists, like you will see artists be at like lots of artists are sponsored by so many companies, as we can see from our boys with JK with Calvin Klein, which by the way, they're dropping like some normal like pajama set or something like that in the midst of all this, of everything else that's dropping, all the merch, the tours. Just take all my money. Oh my God. I do want the set though. I know that they just kind of showed like a brief like picture, but I can already tell it's going to be absolute fire, pun intended. But like you see a lot of clothes and like brands and stuff like that, like definitely have artists sponsor them. Kendrick Lamar being one of them, J-Hope, like I said, with Louis Vuitton. Like all our boys are sponsored like by so many brands and or the ambassadors of like so many brands and stuff like that as well. And so back when, the fashion world was coming out and, music is popping back whenever, before my time, they probably never thought that these worlds would merge, and they definitely have. And music and clothes are something that people can relate to in a way of being able to express themselves. And the way, like, sometimes, like, even just wearing like simple clothes, like pajamas, for instance, to the grocery store just because you ran out of milk and you need to go get some, says a lot about, your appearance. Not necessarily that you're lazy or anything like that, but that you're comfortable, right? With what you're wearing and stuff. It could be something from a suit and that confidence that's being spilled from it, or that level of confidence that you want to express, you want to feel, or be seen. Like, whatever the case may be, clothes and music both are ways that people are able to express themselves. And now we're seeing, especially nowadays, or over the last couple of years, those worlds really mesh and come together
in music.
Yes, it's amazing that, when we see the great artists, their personal story could be universal.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of an art. When it comes to a painter, a sculptor, or a fashion designer, architect, novelist, musician, their personal histories and their ways of dealing with their own trials and hardships in their lives. But all we could witness is their results and their final pieces of their digestion. And I think that is so beautiful to watch, and I always wanted to be someone like that.
Well, you are. I mean, you seem...
I'm trying.
Yeah, I suppose that is the difference maker, is that we try, and it continue, that's the thing that drives us forward. And you come across as a very thoughtful person, and you cite a lot of literary influences from writers like, including George Orwell and Murakami and even Carl Jung. And I wondered, what was the first book that changed your life?
It's a great question.
I think
for Namjoon. Great question.
Well, just to add, I think I read much more when I was younger. And all those social media keeps making me not to read books.
Yeah.
It's getting really harder and harder to watch cinemas and read books these days. Because I feel
social media definitely has taken over our life, especially now. Like, I'm on the side of TikTok where everything I scroll is something about BTS, and you're just so engaged. You'll feel like you've been only watching like TikTok or YouTube or scrolling on Instagram or whatever the case may be, whatever form of social media that you use. You feel like you'll be scrolling for like 10 minutes and 2 hours has already flown by. I mean, you get lost in just everything that comes with just phones and technology and social media and stuff. So it definitely has taken over.
Like, bored sometimes. I could watch the movies on Netflix and we could always stop. So these days, it feels like a luxury to go to a theater and make our phone to an airplane mode.
Yeah.
And just to be leaded by a single director's intentions and artistry. It's a really, it's becoming more rarer and rarer experience these days.
Yeah.
So I think my first book, like a Stendhal Syndrome, was for books. I think it was Damien, if it's right, by Hermann Hesse.
Yeah.
Yes. And because I think I discovered the essence and the reality of my what do we call it? Like like jealousy.
So interesting. Yeah.
Because, you know, Damien is being described like a perfect human being, very ideal type of human being. And the phrases, the start was really powerful, like about the bird and the egg, and about the abraxas. So I think I've read it over like 4 or 5 times
Really? Gosh.
when I was young. I think I should read it again because
Yeah, I want to read it now. You're describing it.
it felt like for me felt like a school life at that time. The the bad feelings and like jealousy I've had for the kids, the friends I have in my class, like very tall, very handsome, very smart, or like, you know, very good at sports, who's always popular from the girls. So I could reflect on my real life, even though if I was a teenager at that time. Yeah, I remember that.
It's such a good book to have found because jealousy can be such a thwarting and crushing feeling, and I remember my shrink saying to me, I was talking about feeling how bad I felt to feel competitive with someone, and he said, well, you can treat it as a game, and to read something at that young age.
I'm loving this camera angle, by the way.
Kind of philosophical, and also
I appreciate that.
That it's actually not that bad to feel jealous. It's part of finding out what you can handle. It seems an amazing book. How did you find that book?
It was being treated like a classic, and very, very recommended by the parents and teachers. So I think my parents always took me to the city library every weekend. And I think that's
adorable.
One of the best things that a parent, like parents could do to their kids.
Yeah, I agree.
So they just naturally gave me the chance to reach all those great answers and interesting results of the ancestors.
So let me stop it here and say I kind of want to go off of that, you know, a little bit. That experience that he had, like with his parents, you know, taking him to the library and stuff. First of all, shout out to my readers. If you're an active reader out there, or you're somebody who even reads like one book a year, shout out to you, because I am not a reader at all, and at times I wish I was. Now I won't lie, I do have a BTS book. I don't know if I've shown you guys, but I do have a BTS book back there that was given to me by somebody. And I do want to obviously indulge in reading that. And I think what I'm trying to say is, and unless I'm interested, or it's a topic that seems interesting, I'm not one of those people that's willing to dive in. I have short attention spans, and I won't lie, I get bored pretty easily at times when it comes to, like, especially something like reading. Like, I envy or am jealous, speaking of jealousy, of those who are able to get lost in books, because, like, I feel like people who are able to tap into that imagination and stay focused and dedicated to reading, like, I feel like their imaginations probably just run wild. And your imagination is something more powerful than any AI video or any CGI in any movie or TV show or TikTok video or whatever the case may be. Your imagination has the ability to wander and create something more beautiful or fantastic than anything, like I said, that you can see through movies, TV, or, you know, TikToks or social media, because there's so much free range, right? So many, like, you may read something and your mind just takes what you've read and really just like expands off of it. It's kind of a beautiful thing. And so I feel like people who are active readers, or people who are able to read and stuff like that, and stay dedicated, are people who are really just tapped into their imagination a little bit more than me. And that's just how I feel. I may, you know, just kind of spilling, random words here and stuff like that, or at least how I feel. But I will say though that I agree with him. Like, I think definitely nowadays though, like people should definitely take their kids to the library. For somebody who grew up even as a child, this isn't as just an adult. I was not interested in reading even as a kid. And my mom would make us read and stuff like that, which shout out to her. She definitely should. And I think more parents should. I think there should be more reading, more learning, less TV, less video game, less social media, less technology time, right? Even just to go play outside, like go be a kid, But even though I was never an active reader or never really cared for reading, the few trips we did make to the library, or even going like on school trips to the library, I noticed, like, I'm looking back now and I'm like, wow, I really had lots of fun, you know, going through all the books and seeing just a sea of never ending books. Right. And so, I feel like once you show kids that, or put them in that environment, or show them that even you're interested, it definitely will rub off on them. And I definitely think we should have more reading, less technology, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah. God.
Starts with
Yes.
parents, though. It really does.
Because you have the demeanor of a man with the burden of the leadership and how to use his power in a conscientious way. And I wondered, how do you deal with the loneliness that comes with being a leader?
Great question. This woman, shout out to you.
It's still hard because I was the first the member of the team, the band, and
Started with you.
the label did give me a lot of burden to put the team together as a team. And we had such different backgrounds from different cities
Yeah.
and different tastes, different dreams. So I think I was really like overwhelming, or very like a powerful type of, like bossy type of leader for the first like 8-9 years. But as the team got bigger and they have their own names and careers, it just didn't work out anymore. So, of course, I mean, they grew up a lot also. So after that, I've changed the way to communicate. And I think a leader is just like this. For example, everybody is lying on the couch, and the window is open, and it's too cold. So somebody has to close it. But nobody wants to, because it's too comfy here lying on the couch. It's so annoying. If one single person has to stand up and get off the couch and walk a few steps to close the door, then I think that's what a leader does for every part of the team.
That's a interesting way. That's all I'm gonna say is interesting, and I mean interesting in a really, really good way of describing what it means to be a leader. Without him having to go too overboard, that was a really good example. And you can just imagine that, right? Like I'm sitting here and I can picture all the boys laying so comfy on 7 different couches. And he's right. But I want to expand just a little bit off that. He said that the leader, with everyone being comfortable, you have to take that responsibility of, even though I'm just so I don't want to move either, of getting your ass up and closing that window. That's what it means to be a leader. Something so small or something so big, it is your responsibility. However, I'm going to expand on that just a bit and say, Namjoon, because of your leadership, I don't think you even have to get up. The effects, he mentioned bossy earlier. Obviously, none of us were there all the time with the boys to know if that's true. He may feel like he had more of a bossy like approach when it comes to being a leader. Whatever it was effective, right? Let me just say though that because of the leader that you are, like your team and their actions reflect how great of a leader you are, that you wouldn't even have to stand up before you even thought about, man, it's really cold. Maybe I should close the window for somebody. Your leadership has rubbed off that much on them that someone's getting up because of that leadership that you always demonstrated to them. Like in a way, they kind of pay it forward, moving forward. Like they're all so thoughtful and so sweet and always thinking of others, especially when it comes to themselves, the 7 of them. Somebody's getting up. And I want him to know that somebody's getting up before he even has the thought to close that window for everybody else. If not everybody has the thought of, should I get up? And even the thought of them having that idea is a reflection of how great his leadership really was. And is.
That's a
so
huge
I just want to say
it?
that
it is a huge thing for some situations.
I suppose by getting up to close the window, you risk losing your place on the cozy couch, and it is the act of courage and confidence as well.
So I think it's basically really just annoying to be a leader, but it's like I just couldn't let anybody do it because I was like, if somebody has to do it, then it should be me. And because I just can't watch somebody else just doing it. And if it's not working out as I expected, then I could be more stressed out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why.
It's a leadership mindset.
When they sometimes just tell me that I know your efforts, and I'm really happy to have a leader like you, and all those stress, they're gone. So that's the beauty of the team.
Yeah. Well, you're clearly very good at it because it's...
Yes, it's been 15 years I have been living with them, and I spent half of my life literally with the 6 members. By the way, we have 7 members in the team.
Yes.
Usually it's 4, but we're 7.
Really? Gosh.
The lucky number.
Yeah.
So it's
7.
a lot.
That's right. Very lucky number.
Oh, it's wonderful. Because for your solo album, Right Place, Wrong Person, you worked with Wing Shah,
Yes.
the legendary stills photographer who
He's
worked
legend.
with Wong Kar-wai. And his lighting techniques and framing, they propose you as an ordinary individual, but clearly an exceptional person. And in fashion, everyone's obsessed with a mood for love. And it's such a romantic, melancholy choice. And are those introspective moods somewhere you feel comfortable?
Yeah, that's my favorite album so far because that's my most recent album. But thanks for noticing, by the way.
They're
But
so beautiful, the photographs. And you... Sorry to interrupt
sorry,
you, Gary.
I was really trying to get away from where I was because just by the excuse of that I'm too busy just doing my role and doing all those schedules, I just realized that I'm too lazy these days for digging stuff and studying all those great art world outside. And when I was working on the album right before the military, I just tried to get away as far as I could. And Wingshot was, of course, everybody loves Wong Kar-wai's movies. And it's really interesting that even the Gen Zs and the Alphas, there are lots of fans of Wong Kar-wai still. So I think it's proving that he built such an like his own original world by himself. And all I focused was just to be more chill and not too nervous all the times, because being a leader of the team in the pop industry, they gave me a lot, but it also they took many things from me. So the one thing was that I was always like this, like stuck in, oh, I have to do this very well. I want to do this really good. I have to do my best all the time. So there was always some kind of tensions with my whole life. And I just try to loosen it. And me and my team thought that Wingsha would be a wonderful artist who could lead me to another world.
Wow.
Because he always captures the I think he has such like really sensitive like setups for those frames and the objects. But when he grabbed the camera, it feels like he just does it really rough and just in a second.
Really? Gosh.
Yes, so it was really new and a fresh experience for me to work with him with a bald hair.
I mean, they're so striking, and that picture of you in a pool of light is just, it's like he's able to show more of you than maybe you might care to reveal, you know, with your privacy. But to see those pictures was very, I felt that I learned something more about you to look at them. There was such a depth to them, and
Oh, that's really wonderful to hear. Thank you. He will also like it.
I mean, it seemed like a meeting of spirit and creative kind of.
It was an old hotel, like dumped.
Really?
Yes, and it's just, I think it's just being used like a place for location for shootings these days, because I think it's on sale, the building, but I think it's not sold yet. So it was really like a strange place, like back room.
God.
So I think he's a veteran, so he captured the maybe the blurry concept or the thing that I want to deliver by in the name of in the title of Right Place, Wrong Person.
Yeah.
Because I think in 2026, most of the people could think themselves like that. Like when you are in a company and you feel like you're the only wrong person. Am I the only one who think like this or who acts like this? I think everyone may have an experience of feeling like he or she is a wrong person in a right place, or a right person in a wrong place.
Yeah. Feeling the outsider is a thing you hear a lot of people talking about.
In terms of loneliness, you said it's getting more connected and connected by the phones and the media, but it's a contradiction that people with depression and loneliness are getting lot and lot these days.
Yeah, it is. And you're constantly surprising in your artistic references. And I noticed you had Kim Gordon's Bye Bye on playing on one of your Instagram posts. And I love that.
I know she was also on Fashion Neurosis.
Yes, she was.
And I think and everyone knows she's the coolest grandmother in the world.
I know, she is.
I don't want to call her a grandma, but
I think
she's the coolest.
She is. Is it like, because I love that, her music, that sort of punk music, that was my generation. And if I wanted to listen to a Korean singer who embodied that kind of crackle and tension and sort of thing that she has, who would you recommend?
Really, really strong.
Yeah.
BTS,
and
not
intense. You should listen to No Brain.
No Brain, okay.
You could already feel the
No
Get it
Brain.
the band is called No Brain.
Yeah.
And
Let me know if you've ever heard of them before. If
think
you
the
listen to any of their
coolest,
music. I've never heard of them. No
grandfather
Brain.
who's still ongoing, like Kim Gordon, his name is Kim Chang-wan, and he was also in a band called Sanullim, which is translated as the Echoes of the Mountain. It's like Sonic Youth of Kim Gordon.
Wow. Yeah.
I think it's very psychedelic, but I think he's truly one of the best Korean artists in the history. So I would recommend you
Yes.
No Brain and Kim Chang-wan.
Okay, I'm going to check them out. That's exciting. And you're interested in art and you have a sophisticated taste in paintings and sculpture. And I read that you like Philip Guston and Giacometti, and you have an amazing collection in your home, mostly of Korean art. And I wondered, what was the first piece of art that you knew that you liked?
On tour, when you're doing a tour, sometimes you just can't go out because there are a lot of fans, and it's really hard to just be on your own. So in 2018, I was really, really bored, and I got nothing to do. I didn't know anything except like shopping or playing games in the room. So it just suddenly popped up, and a member of the team called V just proposed me, like, why don't we go to a museum? And I was like, a museum? I am not a museum guy. And isn't it just boring just to go there? But we just went there because we got nothing to do. And I saw the paintings of Monet and Van Gogh and Sarah. And of course,
Shout out to V. I
knew
didn't
the
know that.
names of them because I saw them in the book when I was in school. So, but it was literally the first time to just ever, like physically, to have a chance to look at their actual paintings. And I think Impressionism is still the biggest, the most widest open entrance for all of the outside people in the art world.
Yeah.
So Monet and Gauguin and Sarah, they opened me the entrance, and as I got into it, like further and further, more and more, my taste became a little bit more of a complex and complicated. So
And started deep diving into it. Then I did not know it was V though.
I just got into it.
Shout out to
in the
V. I did not know
video,
that.
You have a little sculpture by Ugo Rondinoni,
Oh yeah.
which I love. I I once went to his house in New York,
Oh,
and he had all these crazy sculptures everywhere. It was really exciting.
I just loved how he just added the colors to the rocks.
Yeah.
And so it twisted. Art helps you make it widen for your perception to the world. And after I saw the colors of his rocks and stones, I think he gave me a twist of when I also see the actual mountains and rocks. So I just love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Gosh. Because
His
you,
little
you
smile.
talked about something called airport fashion, and you said, people expect me always to wear something new. And I wondered
Yeah.
what your favorite airport fashion is at the moment.
You know what's crazy is anytime you do see our boys at the airport, why they always got that thing on them, right? Why they always like dress so nice? I don't know, if I was going to the airport, like, don't get me wrong, they are comfortable, but stylish at the same time. Like I said, making that statement, that fashion statement. And, you know, I can't lie, a lot of the time, I probably would just be in some basketball shorts. They're better than me. I would definitely get picked on, bro. And I guess you can't really do stuff like that because for whatever reason, I don't know, people talk shiz all the time. But I would probably be, I can't lie, if I'm good, anytime I'm on a road trip or if I gotta fly, I want to be comfortable. Basketball shorts, hell, my pajamas, some sweatpants, a hoodie, like loose fit, like shirt, like something like I gotta be comfortable. My slides, I don't even have shoes on, like I'm real comfortable.
Um,
They always look
Airport
really,
fashion.
really nice
Such a good expression.
at the airport.
Yes. They're my favorite airport fashion. I
Sweatpants and
remember
hoodies.
when I first see, I think it was like 12 years ago, and like 2013 or 14, and I got to know the collective, the crew, Art Future of Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean are all sweatshirt, and I just
Also a fashion
got to
guru.
love their vibes. And so I was not very rich at that time, so all I could buy was the T-shirt of Golf Wang, and
Golf
it
Wang.
looked, when I looked at the picture of those times,
Wolfgang.
it's ridiculous because I'm wearing like pink socks and the donuts for the T-shirt. I mean, but I kind of like it because it reminds me of the times that I was really more pure and and more younger, and I just got to realize that if you hate something too much, then you kind of like it.
Yes, that's so true.
If you really hate it, then you just got no interest.
That's such a brilliant point. It's always, there's something in there, isn't there?
Yes. So ironically, it's my favorite. The pink socks.
Yeah.
Shout out to the pink
Are there
socks.
certain
Real men
garments
wear
that make
pink.
you feel better when you're feeling low?
I call it, in Korea, maybe, me and my friends call it like the hills. And I have my hills. And they are, I think the nature is always the best therapist. 70% of Korean land is made of mountains. So we could go hiking in every cities. So mountains, rivers, and the sea. We also have sea in Korea too. So
Wow.
they are my teachers and therapists. And mostly the friends. Because I don't like myself sometimes when I feel like I'm too obsessed with the relationships, like I always ask myself, like, could you just please be on your own for a second? Why do you always need somebody to talk to or to go for a trip? Could you just let yourself be alone for like a week? And because I mostly feel really hard to be just do nothing and just be on my own. So
That boy just really opened up there. That man just opened up there. Those, like, I feel like anytime they're interviewed, like it is like, it's genuine. It's real. There's no faking. Every question she's asked, he's answered honestly and truthfully. But that response right there, we'll go back. That was from the heart. That breaks my heart. RM has a lot of quotes that I just posted one the other day, like starting this workout journey. Like, look, I even got my water right here. I've already finished this whole thing. I'm almost done another one. I'm really trying. And the other day, like, I went back and watched an interview just recently that we saw on the Rolling Stones with Namjoon, and that quote that I inputted into that video, like, it just has been sticking with me. Like, it kind of summarizes and says everything of how I feel without me having to say it, because I can't find the words to say it, if that makes sense. And, you know, Namjoon has a lot of quotes that just hit, at least for me, hit home a little bit and are really relatable. And that definitely was one of them for sure. We're going to go back on that just a little bit and listen to that again.
why do you always need somebody to talk to or to go for a trip? Could you just let yourself be alone for like a week? And because I mostly feel really hard to be just do nothing and just be on my own. So, but friends, I think sometimes they're everything.
Yeah.
Family and friends. And art, of course, music, architecture, books, and art. There are lots of hills that I always have to rely on, and that's the exact point. I just finally find myself like, I'm too weak. I always need those hills.
Yes. I suppose part of being strong is to recognize weakness, or what people call weakness, but it's just a different mode, isn't it? It's a different place, as long as you don't, speaking for myself, sink down too far, and then there's so far to come up. And
Yes, I think being strong starts from admitting your weakness and your defects and flaws. I have too many flaws.
you're quite a hard taskmaster on yourself.
He's very hard on
Maybe
himself.
because I grew up in Korea, and Korea is such a very intense country, but that's where the contradiction comes through, because that's the exact point what made Korea this Korea. So
Yeah.
I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
But I suppose that's also the signature of an artist. I mean, I read this little book about Giacometti once, and he tortured himself about his
Right.
work and was always undoing it and
Fixing it.
yeah, and but if you can bear to be like that, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes I just don't know any ways else but pushing yourself too hard to the edge. I mean, it's really too much overwhelming sometimes, but eventually I want to be a different person. I want to get away from this someday.
Well, it's good. Things are phases, and you're such a young person, and you've done so much. So, and you seem as though when you set your mind to something that you go towards that. So, I'm looking forward to seeing your
Thank you.
next. On the cover of your new album, Arirang, BTS are all wearing these permutations
she
of
said
an
that.
elegant suit that could almost be a uniform. And it's glamorous, and it suggests the confidence to be subtle. And do you feel like subtlety is a more representative of where you are at the moment?
Yes, because we had to admit that we are very confused, and we just can't reach a like a certain very obvious consensus of visions or tastes or dreams. So it was a very confused album. I think I'm still very confused, and I think about subtlety a lot, but yeah, like I just don't really know. It's very subtle, but so we wanted to be very straight forward, but we failed. But we did know that we were going to fail. That was maybe the place that the subtlety comes from. And those conflicts and the shakings, I think it's where I am right now in 2026. I want to be very certain and straight, but I think I always fail.
I mean, I think it's the most incredibly beautiful picture because it seems to have all this, it seems to capture the past of each member. And even though, you know, there are certain similarities in the way that you're all dressed, there's this individuality that really shines out of each person. And
Yeah.
I think it's really beautiful. And
Well, and truthfully to me, isn't it the first album of theirs that has them on the cover of it? That again, is another reason why it'll always be special to me. I love it. I love the cover of the album, like them all in the suits, like kind of like what she kind of briefly talked about earlier, like the suits, in my opinion, like stand for so many things, like professionalism. Maybe they're a reference to the suits and the uniforms that they wore every single day in the military. You know, the professional lifestyle that they live, like the reputation that they have to uphold, and they just look so goddamn good in it. Let's be honest. Like our boys in a suit, they kill that shiz, right? Like I absolutely love this album cover, and I'm glad and even when you turn it on the backside, especially when you get like all the individual vinyls, you see like the creative photo. Any of those could have worked if we're being truthfully honest. Like all those funny amazing photos that are on the back of the vinyls, like any of those could have worked. But ultimately, if given the choice, I'm so glad that they chose to go with the one that they did. I absolutely love that photo.
And I mean, I suppose there is no such thing as certainty in a way. So, and that's got to be good, because it means things can evolve. And, as somebody with a lot of ideas, that it's just a bit nerve-wracking to feel
Yes.
feel like that. And
Sorry.
because you come across as someone with immense focus and inner strength. And what does self-discipline mean to you? And when does it feel strengthening? And when does it feel restrictive?
Good question.
Sometimes I feel like I'm too much of a control freak for myself. Just like, you must not get lazy. It's not the time to chill out. Like, for example, I think the tour is one of the final completion of a musician, because it's a total package of music, performance, choreographies, and
Fans.
visuals, and most importantly, the fans.
Yeah.
And we have this such communion, eye to eye and face to face. But once the tour starts, I was forgetting about this, because it's been almost 7 years that we haven't been on tour because of the COVID and the military.
Oh, yes.
And so it was in a while. And the tour started 3 months ago. And I got to realize, like, man, I have so much time but it's such a, I have to use lots of energy to do this. So most of the time, except the actual concerts, I'm like exhausted.
Yeah.
But I always try to go out, like, for example, here I'm in London, so I'm planning to go to a Hayward Gallery to see the Anish Kapoor's exhibition. And I jump too much in the tour, so my legs, they always hurt so much. So
I imagine
it's
the
really
shin
hard
splint.
to just walk. But I always push myself, like, when could you see this place or exhibition if it's not now? But so my self-discipline is just always about those two things. Like, am I controlling myself too much? No, it's okay, you could chill out. It's been 15 years. You always waited for this moment. Nah, the world is flowing too fast. You have to push it more. No, you have to chill out. Bro, please chill out. So,
It's loud.
so a friend of mine told me, I just hope you live the life of an undercover, like, even more. Like, push it to the edge even more. Like, when you are in the team, just do all those stuff like a pop star, like a pervert. Like you could do it even better and better. You should enjoy it. But when you just come back to your, like, a private time, just be yourself. Say anything, spit it out. You could do both roles even more and more and better. Just don't try to combine it together. I think that's where your insecurity comes from. And that helped me really much. But it's really hard just to do that sometimes.
It's a great bit of advice, I must say.
Yeah.
And Is there a particular garment that you find attractive on somebody that you're romantically interested in?
Yes.
Good
I think
question.
about it a lot. And I think I kind of want to see like the contradictory image from somebody, because like if somebody could be very, very serious, but very, very ridiculous and humorous at the same time, maybe I think I might fall in love with that person.
That's so nice.
Yes. Because I don't know why. Maybe if I could be with that kind of person for a long time, I feel like I might have a really, really like a happy life and happy times with,
Yeah.
like such full of content.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like
Talking
I've
about-
seen a clip and that question just kind of reminded me, and like his response, I don't know where it's from. I know I've never seen it. There's a clip where I guess they're like on a little game show, and it's JK, Jimin, and they have like clipboards or like dry erase boards, and they're on a show with Namjoon as well, and some other guy, and I've never seen it, but he has I think he is Korean as well, but his English is absolutely fantastic. And they asked the question like, what would Namjoon like to see on a girl? And I've seen the clip, and I've just like I've never seen like the full episode or anything, but I think it was like Jimin had put like short skirt, and I can't remember what JK put on it, and I don't know why like that question like just made that come into my mind. I have no idea where that's even from, but it just popped up.
Maybe the social issues from like political things, and just to like, which beer do you prefer the most, Belgian or German?
Yeah.
I prefer Korean, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think I find such riz when I see somebody is very, very
Riz.
a duality.
Yeah.
Nice.
The duality.
And if you fancy someone and don't like something they're wearing, does it kill your attraction?
I think I used to when I was young, because I was like, fashion is everything. Like clothes, it's the best way to express yourself. But, Rick already taught me on Fashion Neurosis. There was the lesson. And I think as I got a little bit older, I've learned how to really, really respect somebody's taste and a way of expressing themselves.
Yeah. You're just a little bit more,
Talking that I'm
a little less mature when you're younger.
that I'm learning about it like years ago. But now I think I could say that I became a person like that even more. And for that part, that is the exact part that I want to become like that even more and more. And fashion is the clothes. It's really important because we just habitually judge other people just by the looks and the fashion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nobody wants to be judged easily. So
And I feel like kind of what you said, like, or I just want to answer kind of like on me, like I think that things that really stand out to me, like if we're being real honest, like things that a certain kind of clothing or just a little bit of insight with me, in case you guys were wondering. I I really love to see like women in dresses, and particularly like I don't really know what you would call it, but it's not like it's more like a sundress. It's not so loose that it's like, how would you say, like it's I don't know, like it still has like a little bit of a tighter fit, I guess you could say, without being like tight, you know what I'm saying, but still gives it some comfortability, some movement. Um, and as far as like things that I don't really like seeing like on a woman or anybody in particular, like I'm with Namjoon. I mean, at this point now, like I really don't know. I guess you could say like people do express themselves through like clothes and and through fashion and stuff, and that, like I said, you're a little bit more immature, or you're a little less mature when you're younger, and so of course, being a boy, or being a teenage boy, I had an idea of how I wanted um like my significant other to dress, like when I was back in high school, or like you know, eighth grade and middle school, and you're dating somebody, you're like, boys at that age are looking like for a particular girl who looks a certain way and dresses a certain way, or I won't even lie to you guys, is like not too is like curvy, maybe a little bit thick, or slimmer, and as I get older, I'm just like, as you start to realize that those things don't really matter as much, and you start to focus more on that natural beauty or that inner beauty as well. And again, now, like, those are things that you care about. Like, don't get me wrong, like I still have preferences or standards, but my standards are nowhere near as to the, like, it was almost unrealistic when you were a kid, right? Especially if you had like a celebrity crush. Like growing up, I was and still am head over heels for like Selena Gomez. Like I love, and I've always had like a celebrity crush on like her. And so that's like what I would like picture like my ideal girl to look like. And then when you get older, you realize like how ridiculous you had certain standards for having someone. I mean, if your standards are high, it doesn't mean that it's bad by any means. It's just, for I'm speaking out of like me, for instance. Like I needed to have a girl she had to be an athlete, she had to be smart, straight A student, like, and so it's nice to have those things, but ultimately, like as I get older, it was like more so, who can I vibe with, who can I laugh with. Those things matter so much more to you as an adult, rather than when you're a kid. Though you focus on the little things, you nitpick and stuff like that, the little things, a little bit less when you get older. You start to pay attention to more, to other things that are more important than just physical appearances and traits and stuff like that. At least
Because
with
on
me.
your album Arirang, you have a song called Normal.
Arirang.
Yes.
And I wondered, what rituals do you have to create normality when there's less of it around in your life? And because I noticed on your video when you were showing the art that you made your bed, and I wondered if that was one of your rituals, and what rituals you use to ground yourself.
To turn off, right? The word, sometimes a language or a single word could define your entire world. So just my obsession with a word, normality,
Yeah.
that was the way, one of the best way to like get away from it. Like, you should be normal. You should just be one of them, because I am living like a strange life. But as I got to like obsess with the, like, oh, I want to be like a normal person. Like, I just want to be one of them. And as I got so obsessed with it, I think it just runs away from me even more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop thinking about normality.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
You should turn yourself off. You should be private. You should not be noticed. I am trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most incredible album. I've really immersed myself in it and been
Thank you.
enjoying it so much. And your process is so rigorous, and the effect is both optimistic and full of freedom and inclusion. And I love the song Hooligan, and it has these captivating melodies and also what sounds like metallic. I mean, I imagine swords clashing like ancient sounds. And how do you bring all these things together? I mean, it's an impossible question to answer as I'm asking it, but it's so, you have all these kind of beautiful things happening, and then the effect is just very, very direct and definite and goes straight into the heart.
We had a lot of friends and partners who helped us so much. We did the session for an album like 3-4 months, and we stayed in LA, and we luckily had a chance to work with such like great musicians and artists that could help expand our world. And Hooligan is also one of my favorite.
Is it? Oh, I
Yes,
just
it's
love
produced by, it's a track by El Quincho, and he did a lot of music for Rosalia.
Oh, wow.
So he's a very, very extraordinary and special sound maker. So he brought all those strange and never heard of sound to the session.
Yeah.
And I remember Jungkook and J-Hope did make those amazing, like no-brainer top lines for, and also like came up with the word hooligan. So the credit is like, I think I did such a small part of for this album, because the team itself got so much bigger than before, and even the other members, they also have done their own solo careers, and they grew up so much. So I count on them so much. So I'm a very, very lucky person, and I've learned so much
Spoken like a true leader, bro.
through the process
leader.
of making the album.
Yeah. I just got to say, truly, bro, like he gives credit to everybody else. He did not have a small part. His part, every single one of our boys played a major, major, major role in producing such a beautiful, fantastic, and amazing album. In my opinion, one of the greatest albums of all time. And he did not have a small part, but him being the exceptional and amazing leader that he is, gives credit to everybody else first, while saying at the same time that his role was minimal, right? He felt like he didn't do too much because of the supporting cast that was around him, and that's not true at all. It is true, but his role being small, he played a major, major role like the other 6 members in the group.
And
I just had to
I
add
think I could do better when it comes back to my solo album, the next. So yeah, it's a beautiful back and forth.
I am ready to hear another solo album from Namjoon.
Well, thank you so much, RM, for being on Fashion Neurosis. And it's just been wonderful to listen to you and to connect with everything that you've talked about. It's really...
It's such an honor to be here. And I might be the first Korean.
I am so honored to have you
so
here.
happy.
And I just think there's something magical that you've done with your music, that you managed to touch people from such a huge age range, and that is really a huge talent, the talent of a leader that you clearly manifest. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
She's so sweet.
I always wanted to have a podcast experience, and I think it's my first time.
Really?
Yes, I've done thousands of interviews, of magazine, videos, and like music content, but a format of bumping into somebody's home, casa, and talking with Bella, which is an amazing person, and this was one of my deepest and the most honest and happiest interview that I've ever done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means so much.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, that is going to go ahead and do it right there. Again, long video. There's not going to be much editing. I'm going to be real honest. So this video is probably going to be about an hour and 25 minutes long. I'm going to just be real with y'all. Maybe like an hour 30. So if you've made it all the way to the end here, I appreciate it. Even if you were able to, watch it over time, like if you couldn't do it all in one sitting, that's fine. Or you were just, able to watch 10 minutes of it. I do appreciate anybody who was able to tune in and experience this with me. So I appreciate that. Again, I apologize for it being a little bit late. Shout out to Namjoon. Shout out to Fashion Neurosis for giving us this interview. And I'm with him. This definitely felt more like a podcast-like experience than the other interviews that he's normally used to. It definitely had its own flair and its own uniqueness, and so I do appreciate them. And again, I appreciate Namjoon for taking his time to give us more content. But that's gonna go to do right there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, do me a big favor, go ahead and hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. So all these things help out the channel moving forward. And until next time, peace.